How you doing? Dave Hughes from MMA Weekly. I'm going to go over this new card. I haven't been around in almost a year, but I'm going to start dropping some more for you guys. Um, we're going to start out with UFC 249, the cancellation Corona card. Um, yeah, I'm going to start out at the bottom of the card with the Olenek Doom. We're Doom. Fabricio We're Doom fight. Um, this is one of those fights where it's a battle of wits, I guess, in a way. They're both big, strong guys. They're both incredible, great mixed martial artists, and both very great submission experts. I think Werdum actually is a little bit better of a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I mean, we all know that Olenek is the master of that anaconda or Ezekiel choke. But I think I'm going to take Werdum on this, just for the simple fact he's a bigger, stronger guy. But we'll see how it goes without the steroids. We don't know if he was using them or not using them or what it is. But this is his first fight back since the suspension. I'm hoping that he has a pretty good showing. His career is about over. He's at that age where, it's the thing that beats all fighters is age. I mean, time. But I'm going to move right on to the Hardy DeCastro fight. I'm not going to say I know a lot about DeCastro. I know he hits hard. I think he could pull this fight out on Tapology. That's Tapology. I actually took Hardy in this fight on there, but I think on here I'm going to take DeCastro. That way because I'm at a 50-50 shot with it right now. I don't know who would be the better one to take. But I'm going to move on to Jeremy Stevens and Cater. This fight's interesting. I think Calvin Cater's going to beat Jeremy Stevens, but I just can't... I can't root against Jeremy Stevens. Little Heathen's been around for so long. He was one of the first fighters I truly really liked watching at that lower weight class. That, you know what I mean, knockout power, and he was an exciting guy. He puts his heart on. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He puts it all out there when he fights. It's incredible to watch the man fight. He's got more heart than 90% of the guys in the UFC. Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens, man, he is all heart. I mean, obviously he's a great mixed martial artist. I believe he's ranked 7th in the world right now. Don't quote me on that, but he's a good fighter, great guy. But I'm gonna take Little Heathen then. I'm gonna take Little Heathen on this fight. So that's Jeremy Stevens, DeCastro, and Werdum, if you're keeping track of my picks. Then Donald Cerrone, Anthony Pettis, 2. Now, I don't know. They both don't have what they used to. We know this. I think they both aren't willing to go out on their shield, so to speak, anymore. They know their best days are behind them. They know this is the downfall of their career. They know there's no title shots in the future. I think I'm going to take Pettis for the simple fact is the showing Cerrone had against McGregor was just disgusting. It really was. And I believe Pettis may have or was giving Ferguson a run for his money. And if it wasn't for the cut and he still was the Pettis of old, Ferguson would have went down that night. But I'm going to take Anthony Showtime Pettis in this fight. It's a hard one to pick because I love Cowboy Cerrone. I always had. This is 2 of my favorite fighters fighting each other. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their guys they like to watch fight. I prefer, these guys. Now, I'm probably going to butcher the name, but Francis Ngannou versus Jays and Rosenstruck, I believe. I took Ngannou on this in the first round by KO, even on Tapology, because, well, it's Francis Ngannou. What he was doing in the Derek Lewis fight, I have no idea. I think he was still trying to recover from the loss to Stipe. I don't think he ever got over that, to be honest. But it is what it is. Francis Ngannou, first round, and I believe this is the fight that's going to get him a title fight. And let's face it, Francis Ngannou, I don't care for the man. I really don't. I don't like him. I just don't. I agreed with Dana. I thought his head was getting a little bit too big. Yeah, he's beat some great guys. He really has. You know what I mean? I thought that, Walt Harris, the wrestler. Crap, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But, the last fight he was in, I thought for sure that he was just going to get out wrestled, and he got caught, and Ngannou beat him. But that's something that Francis has no matter... Sorry, I dropped my leg. That's something that Francis has no matter what, is those power in his hands. I mean, Stipe took his punch and couldn't take a short hook from DC. So, I mean, it's not always on how hard you get hit. It's where. I mean, you know, a shot to the chin can put you out, as opposed to a huge shot to the face is just going to make your eye look like, well, Cerrone's did at the end of the McGregor fight. But yeah, definitely taking Ngannou first round KO. I believe Rosenstruck may be undefeated too. Don't quote me on that one. You know, it's one of those things where I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost sure. Now we get to the exciting part of the card that I've been waiting for. This is a fight that I wanted to see for a while now, and that's Dominick Cruz versus Henry Cejudo. Now, the King of Cringe, they call him. I personally cannot stand this kid. I don't like him. I don't like anything about him. I know he's a great athlete, but I really don't think he is as great as he thinks he is. He won a title, yeah. He beat Dillashaw. Dillashaw didn't look good in that fight. I believe he was completely drained. I'd love to see the rematch at 135. I really would. I think that the shit he was taking actually hurt him as opposed to help him, but he's paying his suspension. He took it like a man. I'm not a big TJ Dillashaw fan, but Dillashaw is a hell of a fighter. He really is. And I think Dominick Cruz is going to beat him. I really do. If Cruz can stay healthy, Cruz is by far one of the best fighters in the game. If you can piss him off, though, that's the thing with Dominick Cruz. I've noticed if you can piss Dominick Cruz off, he doesn't fight as well. With Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt, he won the fight, and I think he beat Dom up here as opposed to here. Because Dom wasn't on his game. He looked good, but he wasn't doing his... You know what I mean? He got that dance thing he does when he, you know... It's hard to hit somebody that's not there, and he was there. If he was hurt, I don't know. I don't believe he's ever come out and said that he was injured in that fight, but he did lose the fight, and with the rest is history with TJ knocking Garbrandt out, and Garbrandt hasn't been the same since. But I am taking Dominick Cruz in this fight. I believe it'll be a decision. Yeah, Dominick Cruz, 5-round decision, new bantamweight champion. As far as the 125 division, if anybody knows what the hell is going on with that division after they tried to set up Joe Cool to win and he got his ass knocked the fuck out, so we don't have a 125-pound champion because Marlon can't make fucking weight. So, that said, what are they going to do with that? Anybody got ideas? Leave me some comments down here. We'll find out. Anybody got any ideas? But yeah, so that's people keeping track. That's Fabricio Werdum against Olenek. I took Werdum. DeCastro versus Hardy. I took DeCastro. Now I'm going to take Hardy. I'm going to take DeCastro. That's the flip. I took Hardy on Tapology. I'll take DeCastro here. Jeremy Stevens, Calvin Cater. I took Jeremy Stevens. Donald Cerrone, Anthony Showtime Pettis. I took Pettis. Sorry about that, guys. I had a little interruption. So that's Pettis I'm taking in that fight. Ngannou versus Rosenstruck. I'm taking Ngannou first round, as I said. Cejudo versus Cruz. I'm taking Cruz. I apologize again. That was another interruption. Now I'm getting to the main event. I took Cruz, like I said. Now the main event. Tony Ferguson and Gagey. The highlight. The human highlight. Come on now, guys. Against Ferguson, the boogeyman. Man, this is a hell of a fight. I've went back and forth on this so many times because I personally don't know. I haven't seen Gagey wrestle in so long that I don't know how his wrestling game would be against Khabib. But let's face it here, Khabib's a whole different monster than either one of these guys. But the one thing Gagey possesses that Ferguson does not is Gagey can end your night in one punch. And I don't believe Ferguson has the power to completely put Khabib out. But I do believe that Gagey does. But then again, if I can make these guys one guy, it would be perfect fighter to fight Khabib. Because you've got Tony's amazing, that snap jitsu or whatever he calls it. He's never really... He tries to find other ways out of things as opposed to just accepting the position. I think Ferguson has a lot that if it goes to the ground, this will be a Ferguson fight. Those elbows are incredibly just devastating to anyone. You've seen what they can do to Pettis and everyone else. I mean, you go into a fight with Tony Ferguson, you ain't coming out looking the same way. You look more... You look like you were in a war. You look like you went to battle. The man's there. That's one thing I give Ferguson. He's there to fight. He's not there to fuck around. He makes weight when he doesn't have to. I mean, the guy's insane. He really is. He should be locked the fuck up and let out fight once a month. But he's like an animal. But Gagey's a different kind of animal. Gagey's the kind of guy that if you give him half a punch, he'll take you out. You give him half the shot, and he's corrected the, what did they call him, the Homer Simpson style fighting, where he just puts his head out and lets you beat the shit out of him. He's corrected that. He's blocking a little more. He realizes that, he's going to need that brain. I believe I think he went to school for social services or something of that nature. But he's going to need that brain afterwards. He doesn't want to fight his whole life. But I'm taking Gagey in this. Like I said, I went back and forth a lot. This is the best UFC card I've ever seen, hands down. Anybody that's watched my videos knows I'm a huge John Jones fan. I think I'd like to see John, on the next couple cards here in May, too. That'd be nice to see John defend his title or even move up and take a heavyweight fight. Just, I don't know, take a Walt Harris or something of that nature. Somebody you think you can beat. But as far as that, yeah, I'm taking Gagey in the Ferguson fight. But we'll move on a little bit here. I think what Dana's doing right now for the fact that we haven't had sports, we haven't had fighting, we haven't had football, baseball, basketball, etc. I believe that Dana's doing the right thing. I'm not a huge Dana White fan. We all know this if you've ever watched me before, whether it be on this or any of my other. But Dana's trying to keep some normality during this crisis. It really. This Fight Island idea is an incredible idea. I am incredibly excited about it. I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to go. Whatever it is that I will be able to see. Valentina Shevchenko is going to fight there as long as she's not trying to spy, as Joe Rogan says, that she's a spy. But yeah, congratulations, Dana White. Good job. First time you get a thumbs up from me, that's for damn sure. But Yeah, Dana got the right idea. We got to keep some normality during this crisis. It's it is what it is. But as always, God bless. Till next week. This is Dave Hughes, MMA Weekly, and I'm out.